I got it yesterday delivered, but that shows my commitment to this entertainment that we provide that I did not want to rock it until tonight, OTC. But with that being said, the green light is on, the red light is on, however you look at it. And we are back for another episode live, Bumps and Bruises. Kicking it off, we got the great co-host with us, returning to reclaim his throne once again, pulling up a chair with us, the great Scotty Two Stone. Thank you for joining with me. Talking a little wrestling, shooting the breeze with me over here, seeing which cowboy gets it done the best, so to speak. As you can see, I started off the episode with it, but I am rocking the fresh OTC merch. Had to do it for the 1T, for the one tizzle. But we are back, and we got our bold predictions, our hot takes, and potential spoilers to share.
He's a tribal chief of one, brother.
He's the tribal chief of the island of relevancy, brother. Tell you that right now. And that's an island to be on. But we can kick this thing right off with kind of how we kicked it off last time. We were talking about Backlash, sharing our bold predictions, hot takes, and potential spoilers. And, now we get to see how those panned out. We're going to be ranking those matches from 5 to 1 on how we feel were the best matches of the night and what were the worst matches of the night. So to kick us off with that, how did you, first off, before we dive into the matches, how did you feel about Backlash as a viewer?
That was a mediocre at best pay-per-view.
Mediocre at best.
It's hard to say there was a great match on the card.
I think there was one.
There were solid matches.
There was one.
Not great.
Great one.
Okay.
One. And we'll cross that bridge because that is my one.
Okay.
But to kick it off.
We both have to have a one at some point.
Exactly. And that's why I said, though, that's the only, my number one is the only one I would classify as a great match. Overall, I thought it was solid. I've always been a fan of the Backlash pay-per-views. However, I do believe that this was one of the more subpar Backlashes. There was a lot more they could have done, but I also wanted to throw this one out. They didn't have much time to build this shit. It was all hot-shotted for the most part. Everything was just 12-gauge shotgun booking. Like, it was, boom, like, build the fucking blood feud within 2 weeks. That's hard to do. That's tough to do. And I feel like they did almost the best that they could with that.
I mean, LA Knight Jacob's been feuding forever. Drew and Priest are starting their feud.
That
all shit made sense.
That clicked, yes. But
Tyree, Becky, rushed,
but we'll get
trash.
Because we'll get there.
But let's go with your worst match of the night.
You want me to kick it off?
Or do you want me to do mine?
Well, I'll kick it off and say that worst match of the night was...
You think long, you think wrong. Come from the heart, brother.
I am. I'm tossing it around here.
Man. John Cena and Randy Orton was the worst match of the night.
Whoa! Really?
Fuck yeah.
Worst match.
They've been in the ring for 20. They've been in the ring 24 times together, or 23 times till Backlash. So 24. It still looked like they
were calling those spots with megaphones.
There was no chemistry. John Cena was basically reading them a story.
My take on why I think that match
was the worst match in my opinion.
Now, here's my thing though that I do want to elaborate on that match though. I did hear that WrestleOps posted this, Wrestle Purist posted it. That there were
dirt sheets, brother.
Dirt sheets. Let's just call it what it is. You're right. Let's just call it what it is.
Brother.
If you're gonna buy into this shit, the rumor has it that John Cena was gassed very early on in that match and made it very well aware to the ref and to Randy Orton that I need to catch my breath here and I'm having a hard time doing it. And I think that showed throughout the match. I don't think he expected. I don't think that he would think that his body would give out like that. I'd be more
impressed if he lost to Randy Orton and then won Money in the Bank and just fucking cashed in on Randy Orton later on.
And became the 18?
I'd have been more happy with that.
And became the 18.
Yeah, but a bigger gap.
Well, you got that as your worst match of the night. My worst match of the night, Pat McAfee versus Gunther. And I love Pat McAfee, and I like Gunther. I respect the hell out of Gunther. But you know what? There was a meme going around that said, poor Walter. That was crazy. Granted, now he's got a world heavyweight title match against Jey Uso the day after Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Which means whoever wins the male Money in the Bank is going to cash in the following night, but that is what it is. You got two guys right there that can't afford to take a pin right now. Not a clean one. So, boom, what do? That. See where I'm going? But no, I think Gunther and McAfee, not only was it like all right, I get it. It's fun. It's entertainment. What is the E in WWE?
To me, it was a serviceable match.
It made. Here's my issue. Here's my issue with it. It made Pat look good. That's my issue with it.
Pat McAfee didn't look shit, and it didn't make Gunther look terrible.
To do a callback to our prediction video that we did 2 weeks ago, what did I say that I thought would be the route that they go? This is the perfect way to bring out Goldberg because it can be like, oh my God, Gunther's going to squash him. And, maybe what did I say? I said, Pat, get in some offense. Absolutely. You're not a bum. I get it. But at the end of the day, the better you look, the worse he looks.
Gunther did not look bad in that match. But that's just my opinion. We'll see where I rank it at.
All I'm saying is, he took a lot of almost like, wait, is Pat really about to beat him? Like Cole holding his feet and shit and not doing anything to him. You are Gunther. You could slap Michael Cole's chest into the fucking upper deck. What the fuck? And that shows you how much I'm riding for Gunther.
McAfee is a trained athlete.
This guy, though, is somebody that just held your world heavyweight title.
Coal miner.
I don't know, man. Also, where was Kaiser? I saw somebody's take on WWE Reddit page. Be like, so where was Kaiser at? Kaiser didn't want to come out there. Be like, yo, Cole, what the fuck are you doing? Get Kaiser involved.
Kaiser is too busy sliding into Charlotte's DMs.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But no, that is what I would say was the worst match. I'll go second then. I'll follow it right back up since you did go first. We'll do this Sleepless Radio style. My fourth worst match of the night was Dominic versus Penta. And we're in another case of I love both of them, especially Seto Metal.
As your 4?
That's my 4.
I
thought that was a shit finish. I thought that was a...
See, I was going to put Pat 4.
Pat Gunther's your 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Dom Penta, though, I mean, granted...
I like Dom and Penta. I just didn't like the ending to it.
Shit finish.
Too much.
Shit finish.
Too much.
Way too much. Camera angles galore.
Dom looked great.
I thought they let Kevin Dunn back in the production truck for a second. I saw JP, Finn, at one point, Raquel. I'm like, what the fuck? But
I'm just saying.
Carlito.
Dominic looked good in the match. Most improved wrestler I've seen. In ring work.
Agreed. No, I'll agree with you on that. We eye to eye there.
Penta selling's top level.
Top level. Even on interviews, top level. He fucking popped on Sam Roberts. Did you see that clip? He didn't know it was a work question. They were like, oh, how do you feel about Sam Roberts goes, how do you feel about Dominic Mysterio being like the best Mysterio? Penta legit got all worked up and to the point where Sam Roberts goes, I'm just joking. But,
yeah, to me, it was just a clusterfuck ending.
Shit in that room for me.
Absolutely.
And that was, I'm going to go on record. You know what? We do hot takes here, right?
That was my 3.
We do hot takes here, right? That's the worst match Penta's had since he's been in the WWE. Say it right there. That's the worst match he's had since he joined the WWE. So far.
Shit is coming, man.
When he gets back with Ray Phoenix, I don't know.
Because he's got to go compete for that speed title.
Oh, no.
That's what's going to happen with Chad Gable.
No, well, yeah, but, Grande,
not Chad Gable.
Well, right now, El Grande Americano's the speed.
Yeah, that's who he's feuding with next.
Chad Gable? Is he going to feud with El Grande?
El Grande. Because that's your speed champion, ain't it?
They should have those two feud.
But anyway.
Yes, so third worst
match would probably be the Dominant because of the clusterfuck ending.
Shit finish. So we're pretty much agreeing so far a little bit.
Yeah.
You lost me on your 5th, but.
That is because I expected more after your 24th match.
That's true. Well, what do you mean? That was once in a lifetime. That was
for
a
the
dream match.
24th time.
It's like video game.
And
It's
then
like Sting Taker Cena Orton.
It's like Undertaker DDP, brother.
Oh,
With Sarah Pinto.
let's not get that feud reignited. That wouldn't fly, brother.
Okay.
So third worst,
Yeah.
Fatal 4-Way.
Okay.
I didn't really like that either. I also thought that, call me wrong here, and you know me, I don't mind getting called out on my shit. When I saw that dude hit LA Knight, you could ask J. Roland Joey. I went, who?
Jeff Cobb.
Who?
You really don't know Jeff Cobb.
Tell me, who is the guy? Tell the viewers who he is. Maybe they're like me. Maybe they don't know. I don't know who that guy is. And I follow New Japan. When they said he's from New Japan.
He was in the United Empire. With Will Ospreay, the tag team with Kyle Fletcher, and I can't.
The original. Okay, wow. All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
He was in ROH.
He had a different look.
He had long hair.
He still does.
Yeah, he looked the same.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what I think it was.
You know what I think it was. Truly.
You know who I thought it was that jumped. You know who I thought it was that did that. I thought it was Zilla. That's why.
Whoa.
That's why. Maybe that's why I didn't like the debut.
I think you think it all Samoans look the same.
Now hold on. Wait. I did not see the guy. I just saw the
Zilla look like.
My first reaction.
Okay,
I'm
I
not gonna lie.
understand you don't do indie wrestling, so I understand you're not.
I know he's with the Heels Have Eyes, right? Fourth row.
Well, he
West Side Gun.
He also works for Booker T's promotion.
Reality of
Wrestling. I also think he works for House of Glory, which might be Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then you got Journey Fought too. He works 7, mostly the deathmatch stuff. He's the one that you see tattooed on Jacob's arm, I think.
Wasn't hip to that.
I think it says Journey. I'm not sure.
So for my second worst match, here's where we get more interesante, brother.
I say, go ahead.
Second worst match, John Cena, Randy Orton.
Oh, I go Becky.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Rush feud, could care less. Solid match.
Okay. Rush feud. Not bad rushed feud.
I think well,
obviously you know what this means. That's the match that I actually thought was great.
Yeah.
I thought that match did everything that you want a great match to do. It made Becky look great as a heel. She put Lyra over clean. That was solid. That was great. She didn't Becky Hogan like people say she'd be doing. And she didn't. She counted the lights, man. And it came out that she wanted to do that.
Yeah.
That was a favor to Lyra. So nobody can say that that's Becky Hogan.
Again, that was her second time losing to her.
Oh, yeah, because she lost her in NXT. Mm-hmm. But I thought that was Lyra's. Now, what I said about Penta, I'm going to flip it. That was Lyra's best performance since being on the main roster.
Interesting take.
That was her best performance.
I think you're wrong.
Okay, tell me why.
Joking. I'm just joking. I don't watch enough of her matches to know.
Let me tell you this. Most of them look how they looked at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Now work with that.
The tag team match.
And how was that? Exactly.
Serviceable.
Serviceable at best.
But
this was great.
If you just seen Rush, I had no feeling, no care on who won or lost.
Now, see, I disagree because that put meaning to the Women's Intercontinental title. That Women's Intercontinental title, people were arguing that was the one mid-card belt that they introduced because Chelsea Green got the U.S. Championship over the
jobber title.
See, and Chelsea Green got it over amazingly, though.
That's because Chelsea Green.
And now Selena Vega's carrying the torch great, too. I want to give a shout-out to Selena Vega.
Chelsea Green learned from Matt Cardona about building image.
Absolutely.
Putting yourself out there the right way.
I'm
not saying she didn't do the work.
I watched SmackDown.
No, she did do the work to get her ability there.
100%, yeah.
I think she studied, watched Matt Cardona on the indie scene because she was on the road with him all the time.
Why not?
She learned how to work the crowd better that way.
She
didn't steal from. She didn't
she was inspired.
Better. She didn't get better. She didn't get better because of Matt Cardona. She got better because she experienced it. So it's
great way to put
experience to learn her job.
Great way to put it. Great, fantastic way to put it. And she got over that U.S. championship real quick. Like, she got that thing over. However, though, Lyra was not getting it over. And especially had a hard time getting it over when you just let the person that you fought in the finals walk, Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
So I think that also was like, oh my God, how are we not going to like make this title look like the 24/7? And that's when Becky said, hey, let me count the lights. Let me put a little bit meaning on this thing. Becky's showing that she's a team player, and boom.
Well, she probably didn't want to be called Becky Hogan anymore.
And that too. She's probably like, I need to take a good pin. Give me a clean one.
Granted, she probably really is friends with her. Like, they're probably close backstage.
100%. They when they talked post WrestleMania winning the tag titles, they clearly showed that they had like a mentorship.
So to me, that means the best match in my eyes was the Fatal 4-Way.
All right, now I get to put you in the hot seat where I ask you a question. Why do you think that was a better match than Becky and Lyra?
Built a good feud. Started to a good feud.
Which feud? Which one of the... Because remember, it's Fatal 4-Way. So what? The Damian Drew?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they're going to have a steel cage match at Saturday night's main event, but we're about to cross that bridge shortly.
Yeah.
That'll be our little pivot.
And then number 2, the other feud that they're slowly building.
Which is?
Oh, it's going to be Solo and Jacob.
Okay.
Because now Jeff Cobbs got involved. Jacob's getting pissed because they're getting in his
And by the way, on SmackDown tonight...
another reason why I liked it?
On Smack... Just let me pause you real quick. Just to... Not to interrupt, but let me just pause you real
Stoner brother, he's going to forget what he's saying.
All right, you go, and then I'll finish.
I forgot what I was saying, brother.
You were talking about Solo.
I know what I was saying. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, real quick. Just to fill you on what happened tonight on SmackDown, it might influence your take a little bit. That's why I always like to interject just a skosh.
I can care less.
Jacob Fatu was put in a spot where Solo was like, oh, like we won because of Jeff.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. But then he got Jacob Fatu to say, I love you, Solo. But the catch is that he said, I love you, Solo. But the way that Jacob said it was like, I'm only saying it because you're making me say this.
Yeah.
And I'm scared that you and this dude might jump my shit if I don't say it. So,
okay, he ain't scared about that.
Yes and no. He gave him a look like
he's a werewolf. He's a werewolf. Let me werewolves ain't scared of Islanders, dude.
But what I mean is, he gave them both this look. Like, if I say I don't love you, I'm ready to fight.
He would be ready to fight. But so this is what I think. It's a slow burn, but he's getting aggravated because they keep interfering when he don't need him to. Because he was going to beat LA Knight, I think.
Yeah, of course.
I don't really think he needed to be interfered with to win.
No. At this point,
but it helped build that feud, and I get why Jeff Cobb interfered, because now he's reinforcements. But I also think because Zilla got pulled off these more random shows and started working with like Booker T's promotion, that he's going to get the call up, and he's going to be Solo's partner to help take down this new formed alliance between Jeff Cobb and Solo Sikoa. He's going to have another member come in and help him.
Really?
I think so. He's going to have backup.
Well, yeah, you're also waiting on the Tongas to come back.
Yeah, they ain't
Tama and Tongaloa.
But they're going to be out for a little bit, I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah, the one dude tore his bicep. I think that was Tonga.
They both need training.
And then Tama got hurt too.
They both need training.
What are you talking about? Tongaloa was Lou Fez. But so to pivot into Saturday night's main event predictions, because obviously they don't have the full card, so we're just kind of spitballing here. But how do we feel about Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest inside of a steel cage? Who do you got?
Oh, I would take Drew.
I think Drew too.
Drew needs to win this one of these fucking feuds.
And that's exactly what
I guess he won the feud against fucking CM Punk, then in the end.
No, Punk didn't.
Oh, yeah, because he took
didn't clean all the stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I think Drew will beat Damian Priest, though. I think that's the Scottish Warrior beats the Archer of Infamy. I can see that one for sure. Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight. Of course, Jey Uso. Logan Paul can take a good old pin here.
He will.
So I got Jey Uso winning that one. Who do you got? Now, this one's a little interesting. CM Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Paul Heyman at ringside. Tag team match. Who you got?
Seth Rollins is Braun Breaker.
So do I. Do you think that somebody interferes, though, and becomes one of the new members?
Oh, I think Sami Zayn turns his back on CM Punk.
That's why I love this show.
I think he turns heel.
Sami Zayn turns heel.
What was he?
Turns his back on CM Punk.
Some of his best work was with Paul Heyman as his wise man.
That's true. I mean, they did actually just have Jey Uso and Sami Zayn on WWE, do the reaction shit, and they reacted to a 2021 Bloodline or 2022 Bloodline match where Sami was heel. Could be. Wow, Sam. Okay, you know me. I like to live in the imagination world.
No.
How does it happen? Can you paint the picture for me and the viewers? Paint the picture. How does Sami do the heel turn? Is it like he goes to tag in Punk and he drops off Punk? All right, hold on. Let me do it. Let me take a shot at it. I'll run with what you got. So here's how I book the Sami heel turn. CM Punk, he's been trying to get this hot tag. Oh, my God. He's fighting. The crowd's behind it. Sami's losing his mind. He's total babyface. Come on, Punk. Come on. Finally, Punk up there. Sami Zayn just stone face off the rope and just looks at him. Next thing you know, Seth Rollins, hot tag, Braun Breaker. Punk's like, no, what have you done? Gets up, Braun Breaker, boom, boom, boom. What do you think? Am I there? Am I Bruce? Am I Duke Pritchard?
You're close.
That's what somebody said on Reddit was I'm Duke Pritchard, and I'm rolling with it. So am I Duke Pritchard?
You're close. I mean,
am I Duke Russo?
That would work. But Sami Zayn turns heel. It'd be a nice turn of events.
Did you like how I did it?
Yeah.
Fuck
that could work.
Because you got to have him selling it like, man, I need it. And then just stuck face off the rope.
Or getting a steel chair to the back.
No, because the ref's going to see. Like that's what I mean. It has to be clean. Like, the ref has to be like, oh, my God. And then you just see Seth tag in. And then, like I said, Punk will be like, looking at him like, what have you done?
I'm calling him.
And boom.
But either way. But yeah, I see that happening.
And, I got to make sure that, Punk looks good. If he's taking a clean pin, he's got to look good, right?
That's just because you like things that touch Drew's willy.
I don't own his merch, damn it.
No, but that bracelet was probably the one that came out of his trunks.
You
were hoping.
I mean, it'd be worth something.
I mean, your wife.
I'll tell you what, it smells like Dolce and Gabbana by now. That's right. Got to flex on real quick. Oh, look at that. They call me Tucker Henry for a reason. Better ask somebody. But the other match on the Saturday Night's main event card, though, that I wanted to talk about, that we can share a prediction.
The one that John Cena is going to drag down?
But it's a non-title match, and it was just booked tonight on SmackDown. John Cena versus R-Truth, and R-Truth cut a scathing promo on how he's going to beat it out of John Cena, and he's going to remind John Cena of what hustle, loyalty, and respect really, wait for it, bleep means.
I mean, does John Cena have to read him a book?
Maybe. Kid Quick Get Rowdy.
I love R-Truth. Best wrestlers, hands down.
Oh, his promo was so funny and serious.
Because you could put him in any role and mean something. You could put him in a more serious role.
Oh, dude, he's great.
Yeah.
It comes in the Royal Rumble and puts a ladder in the ring. That's iconic, bro.
Just R-Truth but the fans love him because he does what he does for the past 30 years.
Hilarious. One of the best Instagrams to watch. That dude posts the funniest shit. He just be out here doing shit.
Yeah. 24/7 title meant something with him.
Thank you. You talk about somebody that can be given the craziest thing in the world and that would bury anybody.
And fucking run with it.
And love it. And have fun with it. Yeah. Oh, you want me to be
put it over.
He goes, I'm the 54-time 24/7 championship. Like that.
Work with the Judgment Day. You know what would have made that zombie match even better?
Yeah.
Motherfucking R-Truth.
He would have.
He would have got it over somehow.
He would have got it over somehow, some way.
And he would have came back the next day on Raw limping, like all bandaged up. Talking about his blood's poison the zombies or something.
Whew.
I'm just saying. Or the pitch black match. You could have fucking threw goddamn Bray Wyatt or not. Yeah, Bray Wyatt.
He would have done some shit like
still been alive if fucking R-Truth would have done that match.
He would have done some. I can tell you right now, if he was in a pitch back match, the moment that bell would ring, he would do this.
No, he put on a blindfold. He did an old school blindfold like a sleep mask. That's R-Truth. He knows how to. He knows shit. He'll get you over.
That's why I don't know why I'm thinking this, but dude, that might be the best match of Saturday.
The greatest wrestler of this century that's underappreciated.
That might be the greatest match of Saturday.
No, because fucking John Cena's gonna ruin it by reading to him.
I think
clothesline, duck, clothesline. Attack me now. Do it.
What the internet say? John Cena and Randy Orton were shooting a podcast during that match. But yeah, those spots were audible. But no, I think R-Truth's gonna fucking. I think that's gonna be a great match. I really do.
Yeah.
I got high hopes for that one. I really do. Like, especially with like we were just both just saying, man, R-Truth, just how incredible, dude. K-Quick Get Rowdy. What's up?
3 Live Crew.
Road Dogg over here being like, man, let me get this dude that used to rap with Tupac. I forget now.
Fucking Conan. It was Conan, R-Truth, and motherfucking Road Dogg.
Shit.
That is a motherfucking team, dude. But anyway, that has nothing to do with Saturday Night Main Event. R-Truth, for the love of God, please be some hustle, loyalty, and respect to John Cena.
Be the one to bring him back to the light. Come on.
But how does it end? He's going to hit him in the nuts saying,
oh, what's the finish?
That's not your person. I don't know you. Low blow to the nuts at Bobby Hill style.
So, low blow to the nuts.
Like he's won the last few. Low blow to Randy Orton.
I guess that's a fair take.
Low blow Cody Rhodes.
What if he goes for a handshake? And it's like, oh, like John Cena's like, all right, truth's right. And then just like puts him up and bam, AA. Like, like the crowd pops, like, oh, he's babyface again. No, he's not. Bam, AA.
Yeah, we'll go with that. That ain't happening.
That's that Vince McMahon hotshot booking. Hold on there, dude. But we're just talking about creative there. And not creative in other departments. Simply WWE booking. But now to get off of WWE, as you know, on this show, we don't just appreciate WWE. We appreciate all forms of wrestling, all companies. So we got to talk about and share our bold takes. You do
support them, so.
I do. I buy the pay-per-views. You can't say I don't. And I'll be buying next Sunday as well. So as you might know, next Sunday is AEW Double or Nothing. It's next Sunday.
Oh, I guess you're right.
I am right. I do know my AEW. So to run through that card, you got it pulled up. What do we got? Hit me.
Oh, I don't know. I got Hangman Adam Page versus Ospreay.
In the Owen Hart finals, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think that's going to be match of the night. So I'm glad that you kicked it off with that. I do believe that that's going to be match of the night. I'm excited to see their first time locking up in the ring like that. I do feel like that is an AEW dream match. However, though, you got to give me cowboy shit. I love Will Ospreay, and it's very tough for me to pick this match because I can also chant Ospreay, 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 Ospreay. But you got to give me cowboy shit.
Calm down, bro.
I'm going with Hold on there, bro. No, I'm going with cowboy shit. Hangman Page.
I'm going with that flippy floppy shit, dude.
Will Ospreay goes to All In. Oh, wait a minute. What if the Bucks fuck over Swerve? Or not Swerve, Hangman. The Bucks no, they have their own shit going on.
It doesn't mean they won't fuck somebody out.
Well, actually, you know what? You're probably right because hold on. You know what? Wait a minute. You're right.
You expect Young Bucks to help, they couldn't even manage a target, dude.
Yeah, you are right, though. Actually, when I think about it, you are right. Because Will Ospreay literally said on Chris Van Fleet that the first thing he told Tony Khan is that his dream was he wants to headline All In. So I do think okay, let me retract my statement. I want
Too late.
Hangman to win.
Record, dude.
It is. It's on wax. But I want Hangman to win. But I think that Will Ospreay's going to win. I wanted to switch that
there
up.
You go.
I want to be credible.
Be that yes.
You know what I mean? I want to be credible.
Be that yes, man.
What you said checks out. 2 + 2 = 4 there.
The hell you say it equals 16.
Don't fuck me up. I thought I knew math.
Not in your educational system.
Menor public schools, baby. Cardinal Pride, baby.
American public schools.
Class of 2014, baby. I graduated on Xanax. But what do we got for the second match?
JB Hater versus Mercedes Moné.
Timu Becky versus the CEO.
You talking about
Miss Put Asses in Seats?
Hulk Moné.
Oh,
Hulk
Mercedes
money.
Hogan?
Hulk
Oh, shit.
Hulk money.
Well,
how many matches has she lost since she's left WWE?
Cerro Meadow.
1.
Oh, really?
And in Japan,
yeah,
when she got hurt and lost to Willow Nightingale. Other than
that,
she'd be fucking undefeated still. She'd be on that Goldberg streak.
Well, I think that Mercedes
with
is
the
going to
skill level of Goldberg and the look of fucking Gilbert.
You know why Mercedes wins? Because you get the dream match of Tony versus Mercedes at All In.
That's the thing, man. It's gonna be funny because she's gonna bury the fucking timeless one. Because Tony's like, I didn't pay you $50 million fucking dollars to take a fucking pin this year, or last year, or the next year.
And Tony's gonna have to count those lights.
Yeah, that's a sad thing.
Because Mercedes is winning that match, and you know that as sure as the fucking sun rises.
She should still be fucking.
Wait, what?
She still should be in the fucking bottom of this division. She's at least
not for $28 million a year, no.
Yeah, it's because someone likes overpaying for people.
I mean, that's why when people were mad that MJF didn't join WWE, I'm like, are you kidding me? AEW paid him 6 times the amount that WWE was willing to pay him. At some point, you have to realize that somebody has to do what's smarter for themselves and their families. Well, at some point, you have to do that.
WWE realized, hey, look.
They backed up the Brinks truck for MJF, and he got a fucking tattoo 2 days later.
That he got removed.
But he got it removed because he realized, hold on, this shit might be going down, brother. We ain't landing in India, dude. But what's the third match on the card?
I don't know if these are third match. I'm just guessing here.
We're just going down the line here.
The Hurt Syndicate versus the Sons of Texas.
Oh, well,
here, the AEW Tag Team Championship.
Now, here's the thing that you have to know, though. Not only is MVP ringside now, MJF is ringside now. I didn't know if you were hip to that, and if the viewers were hip to that as well. So now you have MJF that's now became an official member until the contract signing on Wednesday, so it's not a given yet. But MJF is, as of now, on the Hurt Syndicate. But I think there's a key factor that a lot of people are leaving out because people are like, oh, he's in. Yes and no, because MVP's got this luminous contract signing coming on Wednesday that I think could maybe play a part in how that match goes. No? Because what I mean by that, if Bobby Lashley goes, hey, I thought about it, and you know what, my thumb up, I'm going to go Batista, thumb down. If he does that and fucks over MJF, I actually think MJF comes out and helps those guys beat this Hurt Syndicate. Because then you start a feud. Hear me out. I go crazy. Tucker Pritchard. You get MJF versus Bobby Lashley, which I'm just going to say it, dream match. And then you got Shelton that can now compete in the mid-card as well. And Shelton Benjamin, I have 1,000 amazing things to say about Shelton Benjamin, one of the wrestlers that I had an honor of meeting growing up. And he was absolutely phenomenal. So I think that could be not a bad route to go. How do you feel about that?
Fair enough. I think they're winning.
Hurt Syndicate?
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah.
If you can put Shelton Benjamin in the main event spot as long as MJF is speaking for him.
I would love to see that.
Because I could see.
I would love to see Shelton Benjamin get a world title. I love Shelton Benjamin. Next match, what we got?
Tony Storm versus Amina.
Amina Shakara. Did I say the name right? Yeah, Amina Shakara. Got it. Timeless Tony Storm is going to get that W, and I'm going to say something a step further.
It's the best female wrestler they have. They need her to get that W.
They are all around. because I'm gonna take it a step further.
No, they're not the best. I don't think.
I think Timeless Toni Storm right now is the best women's wrestler on any roster.
She's the best character.
And
not
character.
The best wrestler.
Okay, not the best wrestler, but the best character.
Kira Statlander's fucking a solid wrestler.
Okay, I see where you're going. I see where you're going with this.
Her character.
I will say though that Timeless Toni Storm, like you're saying, character work. Absolutely incredible.
Because I think Kris Statlander looks at it and fucking just doesn't have the gimmick of it.
Toni Storm right now could not cut a bad promo if she tried.
No.
Like literally could not cut a bad promo if you told her to.
Thunder tits.
That's hilarious.
Tits out.
Chest up and tits out.
And watch for the shoe.
That's, oh my God.
Classic.
When she did that promo on Collision, she goes, I could be over here. I could be over here next to this gentleman. I could be out here. Yeah, I'd ask. And you know what I loved about her LGBTQ promo that you cut?
I'm queer.
And you know what I loved about that?
Because you're here, you're queer.
No, but I support.
Absolutely.
As Seinfeld said, nothing wrong with that. WWE though, as far as that goes, a lot of their releases over the past couple of batches have made you kind of almost raise an eyebrow.
I don't say stuff like that.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm just saying, you know me.
Allegedly,
I'm not saying it.
Allegedly,
I will say that it looks a little wonky. It looks a little Willy Wonka on paper that you're letting a lot of people go that stand for those things. And
Deadly still got a
do
job.
a callback to earlier this week. I actually
still has a job.
Pretty Deadly does still have a job. But also they're doing the Chuck Palumbo and Billy Gunn shit with Rico from early 2002, 2003. Remember what I'm talking about? I feel like they're kind of just like a split image of that. But I also like Pretty Deadly a lot. I fuck with Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. However, though, I do feel like to do like I said, a callback to something we were talking about earlier this week. Granted, not really a callback because it wasn't on air. But I'm a big fan of Sonya Deville, and I thought that was crazy to let her go. I just recently subscribed to her Patreon. Shout out Tony and Daria.
Because I remember you always talking about Sonya Deville. Main event.
I can't talk about everybody.
You know, always brought her up every conversation, man.
I fuck with Sonya.
I've never heard you say that until she gets fired.
And I'm guilty.
I've never seen you buy a piece of Sonya Deville or even point one out. You're never like, hey, check out this cool design.
I'm guilty of that.
So you don't, how are you going to say you support someone but don't even truly support
I subscribe to their Patreon.
After they get fired.
I'm a big fan.
Because you feel bad.
No, they have great content.
Do they?
Yes. Like, I'm not even joking.
You would recommend it?
I would recommend it. Look at this. I subscribe to 4 Patreons, right? I subscribe to Unwrapped, which is Tony and Daria, Sonya Deville. I subscribe to 6 Feet Under, which hasn't posted a video in 2 months, and I paid $20 the past 2 months, but that's neither here nor there. I love you, Undertaker. Just come on. Help me out here. I subscribe to Maven Huffman, who posts about every day.
Okay,
hey guys, Maven here.
As much I don't like Maven,
that dude posts multiple times.
I respect that he does. He's an honest person.
That dude goes live watching NXT.
I don't like him, but I respect this.
You know what's funny? Out of the 4 Patreons that I subscribe to, he's $5 and he posts more than anybody. And he posts more than anybody.
Undertaker's entitled.
There was one day Maven had 4 uploads in one day.
He paid $20 just because he gave you a
childhood. Well, Undertaker posted this thing on.
You pay because it's your childhood. You're like, my childhood's $20 a day.
And I'm okay with that.
$20.
And I'm okay with that.
$240 is what it's like to greet my childhood hero.
You don't want to put anything on there? Fuck me. All right.
Fuck you, fans. I'd rather go back to making caskets, brother. Wouldn't that be wild?
I'll just go watch you versus Mark Henry at WrestleMania 22 for the 1,000th time.
You know what he should post?
What?
Versus Giant Gonzalez.
Oh, God, he did. He reacted to that when he was active. And what they wanted him to do was they wanted him to
that's all he should post. No context, no nothing. Just that match. Like, here's your bonus. Fuck you guys.
You're talking about that 5-star banger?
Him and Jake the Snake.
Him and Shawn Michaels, man, they had a high bar to reach.
Man, you're getting fucking Jake the Snake, brother.
Undertaker told Shawn Michaels before WrestleMania 25, hey, brother, remember, man, I put on that banger with Giant Gonzalez. We got a high bar to reach, dude. We got a 6-star Dave Meltzer.
For fucking 5 stars all day long, bro.
Dave Meltzer gave that sumbitch 10 stars. He said, real quick, never forget what Undertaker said in an interview. He goes, the first time I ever worked with Giant Gonzalez, he goes, I'm trying everything I can possibly do. He goes, we're at a house show. And he goes, at this point, he goes, Giant Gonzalez knew 100 times less than he knew when you guys saw him on TV. So he goes, he knew less than that. So he goes, I'm working with this guy in the ring. He goes, I'll never forget. He goes, I tried to call the most simplest spot in the world. And he goes, he just went, huh? And he goes, I looked at the ref, I looked at Giant Gonzalez, and he said, hey, brother, we're going home. Gave him a joke slam. He said he got to the back, and Vince goes, what the fuck was that? He goes, I can't work with this guy.
I mean, in all fairness, that's what you should post on Patreon. And who's the fourth one? You did Maven, Sonny, and Take.
Rory and Mal.
Who?
Which Rory and Mal, that's not wrestling. But that's hip-hop kind of entertainment media. New Rory and Mal.
Okay.
Shout out Rory, Baby D, Mal, Peach, whole crew.
Okay.
Yomi.
Gotcha. No, I was just wondering. I'm not going to rag on something I don't know.
Yeah, that's like hip-hop entertainment.
Don't know.
Media.
So, but Maven.
Yes.
I don't like him. At least he gives you content to watch.
I'll tell you what. I couldn't recommend. Hey, God, Maven here. Love Maven. He just put out a banger fucking Patreon episode with Show.
Let me ruin wrestling for you, Maven.
Oh, they ruined wrestling for him when they fucking released his ass and he turned to fucking getting DUIs and going to prison. But not prison, but jail. But shout out
There's
Maven.
a difference, dude.
There is. That's why I specified it. However, though, what's the rest of this Double or Nothing card looking like to get back to that?
I forgot about this motherfucker.
Oh, you thought I lost track? Y'all thought we lost track? Hell no.
FTR,
but we're two dudes shooting.
FTR versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. What the fuck?
I actually really liked how they put that together.
And that's all they put out on the card so far. That's the funny part because Tony's known for booking 30 fucking
Oh, they're gonna hot shot this sucker.
There's still 10 more matches they gotta fucking put
him and Terry Taylor, brother.
There's 3 pre-shows that we ain't even seen yet. That's gonna have 10 people on that because it's gonna be a singles, a doubles, and a fucking 5.
I was about to say Hologram and Bandito ain't on the card yet. Neither is the Ops. Neither is Christian.
Death Riders.
I think they want to keep Moxley off the card.
Well, who's going to headline it? Your world champion ain't
Ospreay and Hangman.
Your world title ain't going to be headlining one of your biggest events.
You just made it the headline of your go-home show. One of your 2 go-home shows.
One of your 2 go-home shows.
Well, next Wednesday's technically their go-home show. But you just had a steel cage payoff. So why would you book Moxley in a championship match and hotshot the feud?
You got to do something, man.
That goes right back to what we just criticized WWE for.
So you're going to say you'd have a WrestleMania without having a world title being defended?
It's not their WrestleMania.
What is?
Double or Nothing ain't their WrestleMania. All In is.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm a month behind.
This is like their Elimination Chamber. If we're being honest, this is kind of like their Elimination Chamber.
Okay. They still got a Casino Royale match to book because it's fucking Double or Nothing.
Oh, I think they have Anarchy in the arena now.
Who's going to be in that?
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's officially booked, but it should be on the card because it's what they closed out Dynamite with. It's Swerve. Oh, God. Come on, memory. Kick in. Yes, thank you. Swerve. Yes, so they are, I think, going to be on the card. It's Swerve and the Ops versus the Death Riders and the Elite.
But you just said Moxley wasn't going to be on the card.
I lied. I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong. I can be wrong on live programming. Anyway. But I think that's going to be a match.
And we all know who wins.
Death Riders and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Which I used to really like.
But anyway, back to the tag team match.
I think FTR wins.
Before or after Cash pulls a gun?
Well, they're not on the road, brother. Okay. This ain't at a red light, dude. That's a different ball game. He's got that sucker in the cup holder.
Okay.
But
see, I think Copeland returns. I'm sorry.
Okay, in what spot?
To help fucking Nigel and Daniel Garcia.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He returns, costs FTR the match.
I love Cope on this day.
You thought you knew me.
You thought you knew me.
5% change.
Shout out Alton Bridge, brother. I want to agree with you because I really love Cope. That's the only AEW merch, unfortunately, I've bought so far.
I have an MJF shirt.
Besides Orange Cassidy's sunglasses. But, I love that MJF shirt, too. You got the OG. You got the OG from, like, their original, like, wrestling care package. No?
Something like that.
I want to say Cope returns, but you know what? Here's when I think Cope's going to return. Cope's going to return when Nick Wayne and the Patriarchy turn on Christian and Edge wants to team. He already said it many times, dude, that he's not going to retire until he teams with Christian. And he said now in the past couple of interviews,
he's going to take on Nick Wayne and fucking Kip Sabian?
Yes. It's going to be Edge and Christian versus...
How about Christian versus and Luchasaurus?
Cope and Christian, I'm sorry.
Christian and Luchasaurus. Yeah, because Lucha's bound to come back from his injury. He's with the Patriarch.
I'm telling you right now, they're going to return. They're going to return Cope to be with Christian.
You're wrong. I'm explaining to you right now.
I'm hearing you.
This is how you build stories. What are you building with Tony, with Christian and Cope? Where do you go from there? See, you dead ended something. But now you have Luchasaurus, who's already part of the Patriarch, who's coming back from injury hopefully soon. You have them team up against Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. Luchasaurus has had enough Christian shit at some point and just power bombs him, whatever.
Then who helps Christian?
No one. He eats that fucking pin. Now it kicks off the feud between Luchasaurus and Christian that they've been trying to build to, but then Luchasaurus got hurt because Christian took the contract from him.
Oh, so you're saying that they had a hiccup. It's a hiccup. That's what you're saying. That they wanted to do Christian and Lucha. Because I see what you mean. They were kind of...
hinting at it already.
Yeah, they were planting seeds. They were planting seeds.
Because Lucha
they had a garden.
Yeah.
I like
it. Now your story just didn't dead end. You could feel off it a different way.
That's why I love being wrong. Because the moment you said, okay, well then what's the end goal here? And I'm like, oh. My first thought was
the end game.
And I was thinking Tony terms, so to speak. Because I'm thinking, oh, that could be a pop. But then what happens when Cope retires and Christian's like, well, now what the fuck am I doing? Like, shit. I do think they will team one more time, though. I'll stand by that.
They could.
Well, Ed just said Cope, Adam, whatever you want to fucking call it.
The Ledge, brother.
The Ledge. Alter Bridge.
He's not in WWE. 5% difference, so you don't get sued.
He's rated R Cope. But
he's rated X, brother.
But
he's one step better than R.
He had live sex on Monday Night Raw. I mean, he might be rated X. But he's the real DX, brother. He made Lita suck it on a Monday night. No, okay, come on, we're off the ledges here. I'm sorry, Amy Dumas. I love you. But if you're watching this, Amy, I love you.
She felt like shit because of that.
If you're watching this, Amy, you are one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. I did not mean any disrespect. But
just like,
what's the card looking like?
That was it. That's all they have.
That's it. That's what they got so far.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, like you said, they're gonna definitely add on to that.
They still have at least 7 matches to add. We talked 2 of them. I think you're gonna get Christian versus Nick Wayne.
Yeah, I can see that
for Nick Wayne's title.
Oh, the Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
That Christian's been low-key trying to get off of him, and it's not been working. Because people pointed out when Rhino came out, there was this look, and I love how professional and how great Christian is. But they're best
friends, too, though.
Well,
they were in a group together before WWE.
Christian, when Rhino walked into the ring,
What was Edge's name?
I didn't know that. Wait, pause. I didn't know that. They were in a group together before WWE?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That makes everything mean a lot more. I didn't know that. Was Edge in it too then?
Edge and Christian, yeah.
With Rhino?
Yeah.
A trio?
I'm like 80% sure.
No shit! That's awesome. Well, you know what? That makes sense. Because when Rhino got in the ring...
fucking Edge was Eddie Sexton?
See, okay, wait a minute. I heard him talk about that in an interview. That's crazy. I thought that was like Canadian Indies.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wait, Rhino's Canadian?
No, Detroit. Detroit next door to Canada.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Oh. Just wanted to throw that out there. I'm about to ask you a question, then you're going to ask me a question.
You know what, dude?
You ready for question time? You ready to take the seat?
I don't think you're ready for question time, dude.
Really? Because I know I am.
Okay.
So, I'm going to ask you my question, and maybe I have two. If you got two,
Sexton Hardcastle is fucking Edge's name.
That was his name? Yeah, I did not know that they were a trio. That's awesome, though. Well, the thing I was about to say was there was a split thing of like, was it a Christian sell, like as a part of the story, or was it Christian breaking kayfabe? Because when Rhino stepped in the ring, they winked at each other. And people thought that was something because they winked at each other. They smiled and winked. But when you tell me that tells me that was just like hey, I'm going to break kayfabe for a split second. Dude, I'm so fucking happy to see you here. Am I wrong?
Could have been.
Like, oh man, I can't wait to wrap the show up and get some drinks with you type shit. But it is question time. We both have to take the stand on two different questions. You can't plead the fifth on
They were called Thug Life.
Thug Life?
Yeah.
That makes me appreciate him even more.
Zach Wilde, Bill Skelton, and Rhino Richards.
Zach Wilde? Who is Zach Wilde?
It's probably not the one you're thinking
Exactly. Of. Click on him. I want to know who Zach Wilde was. Is he a current wrestler?
No.
Is it Zach Gowen?
No.
The one-legged Royal Rumble cheat code?
No. It didn't even highlight.
By the way, did you watch Ricochet versus Zach Gowen?
Yeah.
That was a good match. Call me crazy, but at least you're calling. I love Zach Gowen.
Canadian Rage was probably the best fucking man.
So, my question for you, Scotty Two Stone, the good brother. I got a question and I got a second question if we get there. Because we got some time. That was a great beer crack. My question for you, and my question for the viewers as well, I'm very curious to see everybody watching this live, watching this afterwards, what your answers are as well. What is your favorite pay-per-view, PLE, whatever you want to call it now, outside of the big four, which means you can't say the Royal Rumble, you can't say WrestleMania, you can't say SummerSlam, and you can't say Survivor Series. Doesn't have to be a pay-per-view that's also still active.
Okay.
But I want to not, my question's almost a two-parter on my first question.
I want
to know what your favorite pay-per-view of all time is, and it can be any company too.
I want to say,
but I want to know why.
I was thinking maybe off the top of my head, ECW because all the memorable spots. JBL ranting all the homophobic slurs as Shelton Benjamin sat next to him and had to.
You mean Benjamin Shelton?
Yeah, Benjamin Shelton sat next to him and had to listen to that ignorant shit being spouted by him. Like, then I felt bad for him. Like, that ain't cool. But then I was like, you had such classic moments in that fucking pay-per-view.
So which pay-per-view?
One of the ECW pay-per-views.
So it could be anyone.
Like December to Remember.
Wait. That's the only one you can't say. December.
Capital Punishment.
Hold on, that's better, brother.
How's that even better?
Hardcore Haven, we're getting better, brother.
But December
to Dismember 2006 was
that
one
Sabu versus Rey Mysterio that ended in
No.
double knockout?
No, that was Sabu was written out of the fucking Elimination Chamber match because Big Show had to go over.
What one was Sabu versus Rey Mysterio?
That's ECW One Night Stand 2006.
Okay.
That I thought was great.
Okay.
Oh my God! You said December to Dismember. That was a disaster.
Anyway, no shit. I have to think about it. I was just ripping off the top of my head about ECW. I was like, oh, that one pay-per-view with Kevin Vampire, dude.
Oh,
or
Kevin Thorne.
Or the White Undertaker.
How didn't that get over? Makes you wonder, huh?
What I was thinking though would be like Halloween Havoc, WCW's Halloween Havoc, because they decorated the set. They made it feel like it was something
great
special.
pay-per-view.
Like
I will tell you this: out of my WCW knowledge, like what I've watched, I will take those pay-per-views over.
Bash to the Beach.
I like Bash. Well, it had the iconic heel turn.
It had the fucking prosthetics of a beach around it. Like they made it try to be.
That's why I like your Halloween Havoc more. Though.
Yeah.
Because that was.
I'll tell you what one sucked though when you tried to do something weird.
Which one?
Fucking Hog Wild.
Oh God, what was that one?
Oh, that was when they did it at Sturgis. So you had bikers.
Oh.
Just revving their motors the whole fucking time. Oh, fuck you, wrestling. We don't want to hear shit you say. Listen to our bikes rev.
Fuck.
And they were drunk. So you can only imagine a bunch of drunk, rowdy bikers.
I can get behind that. Fuck yeah, I can get behind that.
Bunch of, oh shit. Drunk, rowdy fucking bikers you can get behind. Yeah, that shit makes for entertaining people a lot easier, I bet.
Well, I will then give you my answer. So I think you're going to like my answer because mine's very WWE. So I'm going to give you 3, but I'm going to give you my favorite one. But I'm going to go from 3 to 1. 3, like you said, Halloween Havoc. I don't know what it is, but I love a Halloween pay-per-view. I fucking love them. So for a Halloween pay-per-view, let me go No Mercy as my 3. Number 2, give me Bad Blood. Now, I know that one was also in June, but last year they did it in October. And that CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre match was my favorite match of the entire year. So give me that one.
Oh, shit.
So give me Bad Blood as number 2. But my favorite PLE pay-per-view, remember, we're pay-per-view guys, that's not the main 4, not Elimination Chamber. Give me No Way Out. I always love No Way Out, and here's why. Some of my favorite matches from pay-per-views actually come from the pay-per-view No Way Out. Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker, No Way Out 2006. Absolutely amazing. Incredible.
Okay.
5.5 out of 5. I'm not even bluffing. Eddie Guerrero winning the WWE Championship for his first time against Brock Lesnar in 2002.
Okay.
Wait, no, 2004. Sorry, my apologies. That was incredible. JBL followed up the next year. Barbed wire steel cage match. First one ever against Big Show. Paul White. I always go No Way Out.
I like gimmick shit like Cyber Tuesday.
Oh, I like well, you mixed them. Cyber Sunday and Taboo Tuesday.
Okay, but it's the same concept for both of them.
Yeah.
You pick your matches, have the fans fucking vote because that's always a great idea.
Now, if you go by Chris Jericho, everything actually went by the votes besides the main event.
Yeah.
The main event was a rigged vote. But sorry to break kayfabe and shatter the fourth wall for everybody.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
But
way to pull back that fucking
Chris
curtain.
Jericho said it on Inside the Ropes like 6 years ago.
Way to expose the wizard. You fucking ruined Oz for us.
Everything else was votable, but the main event was booked. That was rigged every step of the way. But sorry.
What the hell you say, man?
Sorry, fourth wall
fans.
I won't tell you how they do the buried alive matches. But all right, now I'm in the stand. I'm in the stand. Hit me. I'm on the stand.
What?
Your question.
A chair?
You can.
A light tube?
I have
you want to do a gusset plate to the face?
I'll take that ashtray to the face, maybe.
Anyway.
Hit me right here with the hat.
If you could.
Remember, you got to answer
choose one wrestler to remove permanently, who would it be?
Whoa, say that again. Take it from the top.
You could choose one wrestler.
Because we're asking the viewers too, so take it from the top.
If you could choose one wrestler to remove permanently, who would it be?
From the current roster?
Ever. From the history.
Oh, just remove from history books.
Boom.
And you got to answer it too.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. I got a good idea.
Okay.
I would say
Can I answer?
Go ahead. I was going to say, I would say Hogan, but That changes too much history. That would change history.
That would.
That would like ruin the sport, I think. I don't think Macho Man could have carried the company by himself.
Oh, wait. I got my answer. It popped right in my head, and sometimes the first thought's the one you got to roll with.
Absolutely.
Matt Riddle.
You'd get rid of Matt Riddle.
Erase him from the history books. Okay. Never happened.
Why?
Why?
Elaborate. Just elaborate.
I'd love to elaborate. Thank you. I'd love to elaborate. I'm on the stand. I'd love to elaborate. I'm on the stand. I love taking.
That's an interesting point. I can understand. So I understand like Matt Riddle's
first name that popped in my mind. Here's why. Originally, when he first crossed over from UFC or Bellator, whatever that was, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
MMA.
We'll categorize it. MMA. When he made that crossover, I was originally on to the original Bro character. I bought merch of his. I brought the Professional t-shirt. I fucked with the guy.
That was like his life.
And I fucked with it.
And that's why it was believable.
But I did not know much about the guy.
No.
And then the more I learned and the more that came out and the more interviews I watched, I was like, this guy's arrogant. He's ignorant. He's a lot of other AMTs that I probably don't even know. He's an asshole. Yeah. He's not professional. And he's shooting on everybody that he can. Pause. I don't fuck with that at all. And when I look back at his body of work and everything that wrestlers that I respect have said about him, like, for example, Matt Riddle came out in an interview like 6 months ago or whatever it was.
Say about him? That was later in his career.
Tough to work with.
That was later in his career.
Tough to work with. Why he said tough to work with was he goes, you got to keep him on track.
Yeah.
He felt like a babysitter.
ADD.
And the thing that jumped out the most to me, though, because I respect the fuck out of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, Matt Riddle was asked in an interview what wrestlers he didn't like to work with, and he said Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn both collectively came out within almost the same week and said, like, look, we're not going to speak negative on the guy. Again, that's how much I respect these guys.
I think it's because they're stiff workers. Like, Kevin Owens looks like a stiff worker. Not dangerous, just like his shots look believable. Like, they sting a little like they're supposed to.
And you know what? I'm so glad that you said that because that was Matt Riddle's issue. But you know what Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn said? If you're going to keep potatoing up, well, this is what Kevin Owens said. He goes, I'll give you a couple potatoes. He goes, by about the fourth or fifth one, he goes, I get it that you are an MMA fighter. I get that.
Yeah.
But you're not going to bitch me out of here. We're not doing that.
It's like Brock Lesnar. Like Brock Lesnar always looks stiff in the ring, like when he got a hold of somebody.
He did. Yeah.
And no one ever took it like as a bad thing.
Well, I mean, what at the end of the day, you're going to shoot on him.
Certain people
I wouldn't want to do that live.
I think certain people could have shot on him and been
Kurt could have.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, if he was that much of a prick to work with, I think Kurt would have put him in his place. Like, if he was being that aggressive.
Look at what Kurt said to Daniel Puder, the tough enough kid that tried to be bold. He said as soon as he tried to get me in the half Boston, he goes, I whispered right in his ear. He goes, this ain't what you want. And that's...
Yeah. Oh, he was going to break Kurt's arm, though. Okay, that was good, though. I think he's tearing it up in MLW, though.
I don't like it.
That's cool.
From what I've seen, I don't like it. Arrogant. If I were to throw out a second name, which I'm not going to elaborate too much on it, but it's kind of the same thing I just said.
Say Duke to Dumpster Jersey.
Ronda Rousey.
Okay. You just don't like MMA fighters. You're not a Ken.
I don't like ones that don't.
So I'm going to guess you weren't a big fan of Ken Shamrock.
I love Ken Shamrock.
Okay.
I like Ken Shamrock. I got nothing against Ken Shamrock.
No, because he's another UFC fighter that.
How'd King Vasquez
MMA
do?
Fighter.
How'd King Vasquez do?
Well, he went to prison.
Not prison. How'd he do in the wrestling ring?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't remember that?
Dude, he wrestled, one match in WWE?
Yeah, and there's a reason for that. Because he botched the whole entire match to the point where they said, we can't do anything with you.
You know who else is botched?
And you know what happened, actually?
Because he went to AAA.
You know what match happened the night before that?
What?
Kofi versus Brock Squash.
I'm just saying. Because how did he do in AAA? I don't know.
I don't know that one either.
See? Because he could have got better.
Could have. Maybe.
Because it's not like he was that athletic of a guy. He'd beat the shit out of you.
Kane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the issue is that you could easily tell that they tried to hotshot him.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know what he was doing. And it wasn't like Goldberg that just picked it up.
And Goldberg still botched the shit out of everything.
At the end of the day, he knew what he could do.
Yeah.
And it worked. I can spear, I can jackhammer, and we're going to headbutt the wall.
Everything's good. Just look at his last couple matches.
Well, Cain Vasquez pulled a Goldberg. When he punched the fucking wall, he broke his fucking 2 fingers before he even entered the ring. And the moment I would have saw that, if I was sitting in the gorilla, I would have looked over and been like, "Can we just fucking let this guy go? Can we just show him the door?" Like none of this is working.
Okay.
But so I got a second question then for you. Because
I don't get to answer my question.
Answer your question. I'm sorry.
I was just killing time till you got your answer.
Thank you. You know me. I like to spit a lot. What you got?
I would remove Shawn Michaels. You know why?
Oh, come on.
Think about it. Everything changes. A lot of shit changes. You remove that one person, it's not enough to affect anything drastically, I don't think.
What do you mean? That affects everything.
How does it affect you? Just what?
You're now affecting Undertaker's closing of like his best matches. You're now affecting the trajectory of Triple H. Triple H doesn't get over. There's no DX.
You don't think DX would have still forward with DX? Like,
I'm gonna be honest. If there's no Shawn Michaels, I don't even know if there's an NWO.
Oh,
because then Razor Ramon is the Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So there's no NWO.
Yeah.
So now there's no NWO, there's no DX. You want a butterfly effect at that much?
Yeah. I don't think it affects wrestling that. I think it affects wrestling that much, but not as catastrophic. I'm a fucking chaos person. I'd remove Bret Hart. Fuck it. That would affect the same. That'd be the same effect, but I think Bret Hart's better than Shawn. I'm a chaos person. You take Shawn out. You get rid of fucking. You get rid of the curtain call.
Oh my god.
That doesn't get Triple H
buried.
Doesn't
get Stone Cold though. Now you're affecting everything, bro. You're affecting everything when you remove him. You don't realize that?
Bret Hart don't get screwed.
What happens to Kevin Nash?
He stays in the company.
Does Kevin Nash ever become a star?
That's I don't know. Then he don't come in as the bodyguard.
The Montreal Screwjob never happens. Oh my god, bro!
Bret Hart don't.
That's what made 83 weeks happen.
Guess what don't happen? Bret Hart don't go to WCW. WCW might not even happen, so there is no Bill Goldberg to get kicking Bret Hart fucking head because there's only WWF because the NWO saved WCW.
Oh, I see where you're going. Bret Hart goes on to be the greatest.
No, it's not even that. You still get people like The Rock because that's homegrown talent that will still get over. I don't think Shawn Michaels really ever put anyone over that much.
Shawn Michaels never wrestled The Rock.
Shawn Michaels, the only people he put over,
to my knowledge, he never
were like The Undertaker, Triple H.
Oh, wait, you never get the Kane debut if Shawn doesn't exist. Hell in the Cell 97. First ever. Kane debuted. That was the finish.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get the Kane debut, bro.
No, I know the finish. I didn't know that was against Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that was against Shawn Michaels.
But I'm just saying, like, that changes a lot of things. A lot of what ifs. Opens the door.
You floodgate.
Because you can't. Because I'd like to remove Hogan because
the only thing that doesn't happen with my takes is RK Bro and horrible Ronda matches.
I would get rid of I was thinking Hogan at first, but I'm like, man, if you get rid of Hogan, then you get rid of a big boom. Like
if you get rid of Shawn Michaels, you get rid of a big boom.
I don't think you do. Kevin Nash was considered the worst WWE champion of all time.
I'm gonna be honest. You get rid of Shawn Michaels, there's a chance WCW's on television right now.
Because how many championships did Shawn Michaels hold?
Don't put me on the spot like that. 3.
Or were they really that relevant?
Before he broke his back.
One he let go because
before he broke his back.
How many did he hold? In
2. Before he broke his back.
3 total. Right? One he got pinned by Triple H for, right? Or is that a different title?
He won the World Heavyweight title at Survivor Series in 2002.
Okay.
He never won the WWE Championship.
Okay, well, I'm just talking about the world title.
I think he won the World Heavyweight title twice.
Okay, at any air. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I just think it's a big what if, because if NWO don't happen, then does WCW exist? Hulk Hogan's crazy. Dead and gone in the business by then. Because WWF was fed up with him. Shawn Michaels never had to work with Hulk Hogan until that one match.
And we know how that worked.
Yeah.
SummerSlam 2003, that was a train, or 2002, that was a train wreck. No.
So there's no other company.
2004.
There's no other company for Hogan to go to. So now he's just getting lowballed by WWE because he tried to highball him at one point. So now they're just going to make him eat shit, put him in his place. Sucks because Macho Man's career is dead.
You just wanted to see my reaction to letting Shawn Michaels go. Huh. And you knew that'd make for a fire clip, didn't you?
No. I was just being real with you.
I love it.
Like, you do that, and the whole life of wrestling changes forever.
Well, I'm still on the stand. I got one more question for you. You got one more question for me. Hit me with your question. Well, yeah.
I had 2 questions for you.
The one you asked me a couple days ago? Pre-pod?
Oh, that shit wasn't flying, dude. That was called Roddy Piper. That's when you fucking change. You think you got the answers, you change the question.
Well, you know what? I want to throw this question out to the viewers, and I want to throw this question out to you then, because it's the question that you asked me. So I'm just reiterating your question. That's all I'm doing here. You asked me a couple days ago. Maybe it was just friendly banter, but I figured we could put it on the show because it's a great question. If you were a wrestler, you asked me if I was a wrestler, and I would walk out, what my theme music would be. And I got an answer for you, and it's heel and babyface. If I walk out as a babyface, I want Master Exploder by Tenacious D.
Okay.
That theme, I think, would fit, and I could have a lot of fun with it, and it could be funny. And I think I could have a lot of fun with that. I would love to come out to Master Exploder as a babyface. Have me at WrestleMania come out. You got Jack Black and Kyle Gass rocking out over there. I walk over there and do that. Yes, sir. And sorry. Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry. I'd come walking out. Boom. Kill it. My heel song would be Feeling All Right. And I come out through the crowd. And they boo me. And I walk down and I drink and smoke a cigarette like Sandman. I walk out to Joe Cocker feeling all right.
So your entrance would be the only thing you're good at?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
The moment that I would get in the ring and actually have to wrestle.
No, I'm just saying if you went with the Sandman entrance, because that's all he's known for, is an entrance.
Oh, 100%. Like that'd be like the highlight of my night. Because once I get in the ring, granted, I know a little bit, like a skosh on how to bump, but I can put together a good match. I can't lift anything. That's I'll throw myself out.
No, I'm not saying like you.
Like I couldn't do a great spot.
Darby Allin it?
I could, but that's like my dream. Like my spot would be like, hey, my dream spot, I'm going to throw it out there right now. I'm a manifest.
Toss me off a building, brother.
My dream spot is being, it's kind of funny you say that. My dream spot that I know I can handle.
I want to be Money in the Bank, dude.
I want.
Off the WWE building, dude.
Sorta.
I want to be Rey Mysterio. Come back the next day.
I don't want to be on the receiving end of the broken neck 619. But I wouldn't mind like the double stack table and like push me off the table. Or push me off the ladder.
CM Punk.
Like tilt the ladder and I go bam.
Oh, you learned from Matt Hardy or CM Punk?
I learned
about putting out more than tables than you need. Remember, Ryback missed the table. Supposedly missed the table. I blame CM Punk.
He said he meant to do it.
Matt Hardy said, hold my beer. I can finish this match, knock the fuck out. Watch me.
Watch me hit my fucking head on the concrete and get right the fuck back up. But what would be your answer, though? What song would you like to come out to?
Oh, all my
Heel
friends.
Heel or Babyface?
All my friends are dead.
Heel or Babyface?
Both. It's a high energetic song. Get the crowd pumped.
All my friends are dead.
Yeah.
And what, just ragdoll yourself in the ring?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
kamikaze that shit.
I got one last question for you then.
But shit, how many questions you get, man?
2. I did 2, right?
You just asked me a second question.
There's a 2-parter, no?
So there's 2.
The theme was what you asked me.
Oh, shit. I didn't know you were stealing my question to ask me to ask you.
You can ask me another question. Hit me. We got time. We're live. We're rolling.
What?
Hit me what you got.
You
got another question?
Go ahead. Continue asking questions about you.
All right. I got one for you then. So.
Rock or mineral?
Rock or mineral?
Oh, I thought we were playing 151 questions. Trying to figure out what you were.
No. All right. So. I think this would be a fun one. So, with Money in the Bank on the horizon, obviously we'll end up doing our own. I know that.
John Cena wins it all. Everything. Ruins wrestling forever.
I like it. All right, I'm gonna ask you.
And then you know how he's gonna carry that title inside that fucking briefcase and make it pointless like Death Rider. She's like, hold my beer. I watched how you ruined wrestling. It's on that Wednesday show, dude. I'm just gonna carry my title in a briefcase.
John Cena hops the barricade out of Dynamite.
No, he said he's been watching it. That's how you kill a company. You put a title. He's trying to kill wrestling. Remember?
Ruin wrestling.
He's going to put that title in a briefcase because that's what Death Riders do. That's how you ruin wrestling.
Could be. Could be. Can't rule that out. Shit. But, great answer to that. And in fact, you know what? My last question for you is going to go with the closeout. And this is how I wanted to make sure that we close out this episode, because I know that not only will Scotty Two Stone respect it, and I can't wait to hear what he's going to say, but I really truthfully feel like, and keep in mind, open up the floor for Q&A. If you guys got a question for us, let us know. If you guys want to ask us something, if you're watching this afterwards, I could always screenshot that sucker and send it right over to Scotty Two Stone and make sure that he answers it with me.
What is it?
So with that being said, though, I did want to make sure that we make note of one thing tonight, brother. We'd be not shooting a wrestling podcast if we didn't honor a certain gentleman tonight, if we didn't close out this episode saying a certain something. And I think that there's not even really a question to be asked. I think it's more so of like, can we honor this gentleman by saying our fondest memories of him, as somebody that I know that appreciates and loves the art of pro wrestling even more than I might do. And I think it has to go without being said that for the one time, I'm going to probably botch it, but it has to be done. I want everybody that when you're watching this, you raise your blunt, you raise your joint, you raise your bong, you raise your bowl, you raise your beer, you light your joint, you do all those things to honor the legend, the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu. The one and only, gone, I would say too soon, and he didn't get to enjoy his retirement as much as we would love him to. But Sabu,
he was talking about doing another match.
And you know what?
That's Sabu for you. He loved business.
Because that's Sabu for you. That's why when people were freaking out at GCW,
it was the best feud ever. Him and Taz was close.
I could finish that sentence, because I couldn't agree more with you, brother. And I'll never forget, I was walking at a Target. I was with wifey, and I believe it was Sunday.
Can't wait for Maven to have a video about Sabu.
You never met him, I don't think. But I remember I was walking at a Target, and it was one of those feelings that you get. It's the best way I describe it is it's a lump in your stomach. And I pulled out my phone, and we were walking in a Target, and I hadn't checked the Twitter streets yet, as I like to call them. And I'm on Twitter, and I'm looking, and the first post I see pop up, R.I.P. Sabu, Wrestle Ops. I'm like, man, that bummed. And like Brittany, even my wife, there we go, name drop. But wifey, though, when we're walking through Target, she goes, what are you watching?
What are you crying?
What? She goes, you hear me where I'm going. She goes, what are you watching?
Why are you crying?
I said, not why are you crying? She goes, what are you watching? And I said, I'm just on my phone. I said, I'm watching something. And when she looked at what I was watching, to reference something and call back earlier on in the episode of what you were talking about, I was watching Sabu versus Ray. And
you're like, hold on. This is cinematic masterpiece.
And you know what? I want to say something right now.
This was
nobody threw a steel chair better than Sabu. And I would have loved to have been able to be on the receiving end of just one of them. Fuck it. Crack me in the head. Throw that bitch. Boom. I'll eat it. We'll figure it out later.
You taking it the hard way?
Hard way, baby.
CT
for Sabu.
Ain't real.
For Sabu. CT ain't real. Hand me a blunt. Hand me a cigarette. Hand me a beer. Fuck you, Aaron Hernandez. Fuck you, Chris Benoit. Give me that chair shot to the head. Boom! Launch that fucking chair into my shit, Sabu. Give me it one time.
And we're canceled.
Boom! I'll wake up the next morning and all you got to do is get me a plate of waffles and a cigarette and I'll be good.
Okay.
But I wanted to say R.I.P. the late, great, the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu.
R.I.P. Sabu.
What's your favorite moments of Sabu?
RVD versus Sabu.
And Taz?
No, that's just runner-up.
That's runner-up?
Yeah. With Fonzie.
What promotion did you do his best work in?
ECW.
ECW! ECW!
Anyway.
ECW!
Now, here you go. What's your favorite JR saying? Because get well soon, JR.
Prayers up for JR. Just recently got diagnosed with colon cancer. He's battling cancer again. Prayers up for the greatest commentator announcer of all time.
Well, what was your favorite JRism?
My favorite JRism. I love that question because Boomer Sooner's great. Slobberknocker, great. Okay. Favorite JR.
His saying,
yeah,
whatever. Jesus Christ, man!
Nope.
You don't even have one.
I got one. It took me a minute because I wanted to make sure I didn't fuck up and
Jesus
say the
Christ!
wrong
I hope
one.
you say something right.
Good God Almighty! Good God Almighty! Whenever you'd say, "Oh no, come on, think about it, Jeff. You got a family. Oh, good God Almighty!"
This is why you're wrong.
I love a good God
Wednesday.
Almighty. That man has a family. Yep.
That is where you're wrong. The best JRism is it's Wednesday, and you know what that means? It's dynamite.
First off, that's a Tony Schiavone line. First off, good God Almighty, he's been broken in half.
Slobberknocker was the only correct answer.
That's a slobber knocker. We got a street fight on our hands. Good God Almighty, it's a slobber knocker. Oh, here, hold on. Here's another JRism I love. This shit looks like a car crash or something like that. This looks like a head-on car crash. I've seen car crashes look better than this. Good God Almighty. Triple H, you son of a bitch.
You know who you didn't say? This is a callback to an old fucking Raw.
Okay.
That is the real Diesel. We own the trademarks to that name. When he did the heel turn. You didn't see that coming, did you? We own the name of Razor Diesel.
I forgot about that JR call.
The
That almost sent me into cardiac arrest.
That fucking heel turn. That's right, when he gave Triple H his new nickname, but Try. I don't like how Try said that.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. All right, let's open up the floor then as we close out here before we give the outro. Is there any live questions that y'all would like to give? Please let us hear them. It can be about anything pro wrestling. We would certainly love to hear it. Let's hit us. Two dudes shooting, and we got to shoot from the hip raw on these questions.
Favorite WWE theme song?
I Walk
of
Alone.
All time.
I Walk Alone, Batista.
Oh, fucking Doink the Clown.
Really?
Oh, that evil.
Yeah, I would say I Walk Alone. Then I would say Burning My Light, Mercy Drive, Mercy Divine, Randy Orton.
Gangrel.
That's a good one.
Oddities.
Third. People aren't going to like it, but American Badass, Kid Rock. Time to play the game. Oh, we got a Motorhead band. Behold the King.
That DX thing.
Are you ready?
That was garbage.
Break it down.
Remember when they played the national anthem?
How about Triple H with the "Hello, is this on?" You remember that? All right, good brother Jimmer, hit us with a question so we can close out of here. What you got? Hit us with anything.
Did you hit Diesel?
That which makes a Mack truck move, baby.
See, you remove Shawn Michaels, you don't get that great quote.
You don't get
Oh, shit. Where would Owen Hart have been if he didn't die?
Not descending from the skyline.
No, what happens if he did?
That should be a question. What would the butterfly effect be if Owen Hart never decided to descend from the skyline?
God damn, man. His career was awesome.
Well, what we got? I got nothing. I haven't been a wrestling guy since the Attitude Era.
Fuck, I remember the Attitude Era.
I grew up in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. I grew up in
the
both.
PG era.
And the PG era, which was a hard era to sit through.
I grew up through the Golden Era.
When
WrestleMania
crashing down and it hurts inside. All right, I got a last question to close us out with then. For the viewers and for you. Scotty Tuesday.
Okay, I guess Play the Game would have been Attitude Era. Triple H.
Is this let me rephrase the question. What would you call the era of wrestling that we're in now?
What?
What would you call this era of wrestling that we're in now with everybody being over? Heels and baby faces.
What do you mean?
Okay, what I mean is that what do you call this era? Considering how everybody seems to be over, everybody's selling merch.
Fucking no selling era.
No selling era. I would call it the power to the people era.
No one sells anything, man. It's everyone get your moves in and leave. Get your moves in and go home. See it everywhere. Well, AEW has it the most. I mean, look at the Fatal 4-Way. Jacob Fatuno selling some serious shit.
Thank you.
LA
As an LA Knight fan, thank you.
LA Knight did the same
You're just going to no-sell the BFT? You're going to no-sell the finish? I'd be pissed about that. I'd be upset.
I'm just saying.
I feel you. But with that being said, Scotty Two Stone, what would you like to close us out with?
Wrestling's real and people are fake.
And?
Don't be a jobber.
And with that being said, it is your also co-host, El Tucatente, the Ultimate Sensei, a.k.a. We'll save the rest for later tonight. And with that being said, Eminem versus 50 Cent, Sleepless Radio episode 243. Looking really forward to it. 29 Candles out now. Pull Up a Chair episode 103 out now. We also got Some of This Pen EP coming soon. Wake up with a smile on, look in the mirror and say, I love you. And most importantly, remind yourselves of 3 things you're grateful for. And always, always remind yourselves of all of the opportunities that you have to seize every single day. Peace.
Eminem beats 50 Cent.
You think so?
50 Cent only had one album.
14 rounds. I'm going to put belt to ass. Let's go. Peace.